Welcome my friend, Seven Gray here. Thank you for joining me for this episode. Today I'm in Girona, Spain. It's in the northeast corner of Spain and I'm here for a couple of days. Today I'm going to do a little bit of a walking tour, just walk through the old city area. My hostel is located right on the edge of it by a beautiful bridge, a little canal. Let me show you that. Over here behind me you see the bridge. This is one of the main bridges into the old city area. It's really nice. Traffic passes through here. There's a bunch of bikers, bike races going on, and my hostel is located just on the other side of this bridge. If you have €5, you can ride on this little train thing here that goes on a circuit around the city. I'm not going to do that today. I'm going to actually just walk the perimeter. Apparently there's an old wall that goes around the city, so I'm going to go find that. One of the questions that people typically ask is how long should you stay in a city? How long should you visit here? It's great for a day trip from Barcelona. You can just take a train up here and visit for a day and then return to Barcelona at night. I would say you can spend a good 4 or 5 hours here and get a good idea of what the city's about. Or if you're visiting, you could either spend 1 or 2 nights here depending on how much time you want to explore the area. You probably don't need to spend much more time than that here. Behind me, off to my right, you can see the beginnings of the old wall that goes around the old city, and you can actually walk up these steps onto the wall and walk the perimeter. I think that takes about 30-40 minutes, and so that's what I'm going to do next. I'm at the top of the wall now. Looks like a school group is coming up here behind me. So I'm going to move forward. It's a little bit out of breath. It's quite a drop down here. Let me show you. So you can see here the path that I'm going to be walking along. And then here's looking down. That's where I started. Right there is the school group. First thing you want to see in Girona is the wall. Walk along the edge there. Number 2 is walk out to the small river that goes through the town and see the bridges. One bridge of note is the Red Bridge, which was designed by the same architect and engineer as the Eiffel Tower. So that's probably point number 2 to see. Then number 3 is probably the old city, just actually wandering through, looking at shops, cafes, restaurants. Go there, get some lunch or some dinner, do some shopping if that's your thing. Probably the last thing to do is there's a park here you can go to just off of the old city area, and if you enjoy parks, that would be a great place to go and relax. This is the top of the wall that I'm walking on, and you can see down in here to the old city. Absolutely spectacular. I'm walking along the little trail here on the wall, and I found a little set of steps that go up to what appears to be a viewing tower. So I think you just walk up these zigzag steps and there's a little platform on top. I'm going to go check it out. Now that is quite a nice view. I think I'm about halfway. There's a tower here right in the middle. You can see the tower up above, and you can go inside and there's a stairwell that winds around up to the top. And I'm going to continue on. Looks like another viewing point ahead up there. I really love these views up here on the wall. This is definitely worth it to do. And a nice view here from the wall over to the cathedral. You can see into the back gardens behind the cathedral. Absolutely beautiful here. This walk on the wall is quite nice. Really beautiful. And perfect weather today for this. I highly recommend doing this if you come to the city. There are a number of places here in Europe where they shoot the TV series The Game of Thrones, and I think this is one of the sites back here where they had the Walk of Shame, where one of the characters walks through the streets nude and the hair is cut, and I think it took place back here. I was just corrected by one of the tourists that was standing next to me when I did that little audio commentary. Apparently that's not the Walk of Shame. That was where one of the characters, the young girl Arya, is training to be an assassin, and I think she was stabbed in her side and then becomes blind. Anyway, all of that stuff was shot in this area. And here's the main door to the cathedral. Quite beautiful. They sort of route you around this area off of the wall. And yet another set of steps going down, and a beautiful cathedral in the background as we move into the old city proper. So I think that's it for the wall. Now I'm entering into the old city, walking through a little gateway here, down into the narrow cobblestone streets. It is quite gorgeous here. Let me show you. And here comes the little trolley. I'm now down in the old city. I just came from the cathedral. You can see up here behind me on the hill, and I'm standing on the edge of the bridge. You can see behind me the canal slash river that goes through here. I don't recall the name of that. I'll have to look it up. I'll put the name below in text here so you can see that. But there's a number of bridges that cross over. Some of these are pedestrian, and there's a couple that are automobile. This is one of the newer pedestrian bridges, and I'll have to show you here in a little bit the red bridge that I mentioned earlier. For those of you not familiar with Spain, Girona is located in Catalonia, the area or district that speaks Catalan is the main language. I don't know too much about this area. I'm new to the area, so don't depend on me for an expert. But as I understand it, the language is similar to combining French with Italian, so it's not really that close to Spanish. I thought it was more like a Spanish dialect, but apparently that's not correct, and that's just based on people that I've talked to. If you're looking for a place to eat or just a place to relax on a park bench, the Independence Plaza is the place to go. It's right off of the main river canal that goes through the center of the old city. There's lots of cafes here with outdoor seating. You can see off to the side here. And then in the center, there's a nice little park area with benches surrounding it and a little statue. So it's quite nice here. I actually hung out here for about 45 minutes yesterday and just relaxed and enjoyed the beautiful scenery. Behind me is the red bridge that I mentioned earlier. This is the one that was designed by the same architect and engineer for the Eiffel Tower. I don't know the name of it. Actually, I've seen it. It's just too complex for me to be able to pronounce, so I'm going to write it below so you can see it. If you know how to pronounce it, please write a comment and give me a pronunciation guide on that. I'm going to walk over there so you can actually see the bridge close up. Just to give you an idea, this is what a typical street here in the old town looks like. I'm walking down it, both sides, all sorts of shops, little cafes, Italian ice cream, gelato, all sorts of stuff. It's absolutely gorgeous here. And here's the bridge. I'm gonna walk up and walk across. I noticed a number of yellow ribbons here tied to the bridge. I have no idea what those are for. I do know the song from the 1970s in the United States. Tony Orlando and Dawn tie a yellow ribbon around the old oak tree, which was a song about a man in prison coming home to his wife. And he says, tie a ribbon around the tree if you still want me, if you still want me to come home. So it's become like a sign of welcome and acceptance to people coming home from trials and tribulations like military and stuff like that. I don't know if that's the same symbol that's being used here or if it's something separate. I've not read anything about it. I don't know anything about it. If you know what the yellow ribbons are for, please write a comment. I decided to come back out in the evening. It's about 5 o'clock to shoot a little bit of video here of the bridge and the water area. The buildings here at this time of night, the golden hour, is just absolutely gorgeous. Recommend coming out. I don't even know that I can capture how beautiful this is on camera. I'll try to do a little bit more video without me in the foreground. Hopefully you can see how good and how beautiful the colors are. Decided to walk over to the park, show you what that looks like. This is Park de la Devesa, I guess is how it's pronounced. Well, I'm gonna head over there. It's just a few short blocks from the bridge that I just shot the video there of, and very close to my hostel. Across the street from me here is the park. I just have to wait for the traffic across the crosswalk here and over to the park. I think they've got a carnival that's setting up here in the next few days, so I'm gonna go check that out. I've entered the park now. It's absolutely gorgeous here. There's these giant trees that, I don't know what they are, probably 70, 80 feet tall. Really gorgeous with walkways through the middle of it. It's a rather large park. And you can see up here, the carnival rides are being set up. There's 2 of them here. And there's a number of tents and camper trailers and all sorts of rides all over the place here in the forest of the canopy of the trees. I'm not sure when this event actually starts, but anyway, I was just here mostly to see the park. I'm gonna walk and show you a little bit more. I just love these giant trees. Absolutely gorgeous here. It looks like they have a couple more rides being set up here, and off in the distance over here there is a little roller coaster that's being set up. You can see the crane over here. It's assembling this ride, pulling things off of this trailer here and installing it over there. It looks like a hanging roller coaster. There's 3 more rides over here. They have a giant Ferris wheel, a roller coaster, and then some sort of spinning helicopter thing that goes up this tower and then lowers back down. It looks really gorgeous here. They have the trees just right on the side. Amazing. Right behind me is a house truck. I think my step van that I live in would fit in right in next to this one. This one has a slide out, a little deck on it. That's pretty awesome. It's one of the Carney's vehicles that live in there and travel with the carnival. You can see a few more rides set up here. Looking pretty awesome. That's all I have for this episode. Thank you for watching. Savor the moment and see you next episode.